Hello, everyone. Good to see you all again on this series of the Turning Point. I'm Jeffrey. I'm from Study Hub, Student Advisory, and from JS Study Solutions. How are you all? Happy Labour's Day, by the way, and thank you for joining me. Even though it is 9 o'clock tonight, but we are all here. We are all still in the MCO, and I'm sure that you will get this series uh, very informative pertaining to study and to know the career of information technology. All right. Now, just before we begin and invite our guest speaker, I want you all to do a few things. Can you all help me? All right. Now, where you are now watching this video, could you like the Facebook? If you are watching from Study Hub Facebook, please like it. All right. And if you're watching from JS Study Solutions Facebook, please like it as well. All right. There will be many more other programs that are coming along as we continue with the series of Turning Point. Okay, so it would be good that if you can like our Facebook, follow us, and we'll be able to share with you many more informations regarding to tertiary education that will be very beneficial to you. All right, okay, so do that. Please like our Facebook, and we will be starting in a very short while. Don't forget, as the sessions going on afterward, it will be approximately about an hour. But if you do have any questions that you want to ask regarding to a career in information technology, or even the supporting university APU itself, you may do so as we go along. Tonight's session will be more interesting. It will be an interview session, okay, where we'll be asking questions and our guest speaker will be answering. Okay, now before we even call our guest speaker here, let me just quickly introduce to you our supporting university of this program tonight. We have tonight with us a representation from Asia Pacific University. I don't know how many of you have heard before Asia Pacific University. It is in fact has been around since 1993. It's a very very old university. Being saying that 1993, I think some of you here may not have born at the time. You know, it's already 27 years old. Wow, yeah. It is the leading university in Malaysia, and in fact, not too long ago, Asia Pacific University were awarded the status as the premier digital technology university by MDEC. And this is a very prestigious award given to some of these Malaysia's leading tech-focused tertiary education. Okay, now can we get Adrian to come in? And I want to introduce you to this handsome man. Hi, Adrian.
Hi, Jeff. Hi.
Hi. Adrian is a very good friend of mine. I've known him for many years now. And Adrian is currently the senior manager for international relations with APU. Tonight's session is basically to interview this gentleman who has got many experiences over the years, counseling students, meeting students, not only from Malaysia, but all over the world. I think, I don't know how many countries you've been there. I think, like
I
what?
think probably close to 50 countries.
50 countries. Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a man with a lot of experiences. And we have Adrian with us this evening. Okay, Adrian, can we get it ready? The show.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Of course, I would like to share what I know, and
Okay.
because this has been shared to many students. I mean, not just from Malaysia, even from the other countries as well.
Yeah.
So there is no right or wrong. So, but I hope what I share today that can help you to make better decisions in terms of what to study, and of course in the area of IT, and also why I mean you should choose IT as a career. Yeah.
Right, right. That's right. Tonight's topic is career in IT, and we will begin with a few questions to ask Adrian, our guest speaker this evening. Some questions that you will probably want to know, and we're going to start with the first question itself. Yeah, Adrian, you okay? Now,
Yep.
Adrian, what do you think? How has the information technology changes impacted the world today?
Okay. Impact the world. I mean, before we start about how does IT impact the world, I mean, because our audience are majority are students, so maybe we can actually talk this in a simpler way. So maybe
Yeah.
before going to the world, yeah, talk about how it impact you yourself. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
this is very important. So because let's look at the life today, and we compare. I mean, 15 or 20 years ago. I mean, what has changed? I mean, can you tell me what has changed? I mean, when the time you wake up, so what you always do, you look at your alarm clock or you look at your
Mhm.
phone. We look at our phone, right? So first thing is the communication has changed, right? So we used to call, we used to SMS, but today we are using WhatsApp, we are using WeChat, we are using Messenger, we are using a lot of kinds of video call. Yeah. So like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and many more. And even after you wake up as a student, let's say if you go to study, so what has changed now? I mean, in this, MCO. So what will happen to the university? So from face-to-face classes, probably you will see the changes in terms of online learning, right? And this is happening. Yeah. So, and of course, if you look at probably many years already, I think, so even library now is not really a library. I think it's just cosmetic because most of the students, they don't really borrow books, they don't
Yeah.
really carry a lot of books, and everything is on digital, right? So, and let's say when we talk about you're looking for news, actually, how many of you reading newspaper? When Jeff, when was the last time actually you bought a newspaper?
Oh, very rare, very rare. Since newspaper increases the price, I have not actually go into
Yeah,
a media print. It is all e-copies. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's why now, we don't buy newspaper. Now, if you want
That's
to know
right.
any information, we go to Google, right? We look at Facebook, and we will actually subscribe to Malaysia Kini or the Star Online. And
Yeah.
and how about, let's say, as a student, do you still watch TV? No, right? Or very less. When was the last time? I mean, you can't even remember. I mean, so now we watch YouTube, Netflix, on many other media platforms, right? And so as music, so as your purchasing. So now we don't really need to go to a shop to purchase. The things that you want, right? So you can actually buy from Lazada. You can buy from, Zalora, Shopee. That's so many more. Even today, I just buy some seafood from the Facebook Live,
Yeah, that's right. So true
right?
now. Yeah.
So
Vehicle
everything
is
has
almost,
changed.
yeah.
Yeah,
Don't need to travel
so
anymore.
no need to travel. And even now with the e-wallet, sometimes I don't even carry cash,
Yeah.
right? And the taxi also have changed. Now the taxi driver who doesn't work with Uber, in Malaysia, Grab car, they can't even sustain themselves. So to me, the entire world have changed.
Right.
IT or technology have to change the way we live, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I would say that it has changes our habit, our needs, and the world. And believe me, there'll be more changes in the future.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you. It's true.
how it changed the
It's so
world
true.
to me is it changing?
Yeah. And we all are somehow, whether we like it or we don't like it, we are part of the change. Correct, Adrian?
Yeah, we are part of the change.
Yeah.
Yeah, you whether you want to be in it or you want to be out of it, but I don't think anyone can be out of it.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Adrian,
Mm.
lately I've been hearing a lot of people asking me, and telling me about this industrial revolution, what for? Yeah, in
Oh,
IR4, and
okay.
people have been talking about it, IR4, IR4. Or through your understanding, right? What is
Mm.
actually IR4, industrial
Oh.
revolution for the fourth?
IR4 is a very big jargon, as a big topic. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I think basically, when we talk about IR4, at this moment we are talking about especially automation and
Mm,
artificial intelligence, and that will actually changes the way as I can say we live, we work, and we communicate. Yeah, for
mm,
example, IR 4.0, industrial 4, 4.0 doesn't come like this, have 4.0. We have 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0. Yeah, just give you a rough example. Let's say in 2.0, we have machines. Humans have developed machines. And in 3.0, IT people have made a software to automate the machines. So it means that we create a software to automate the machine. And what is 4.0? 4.0 means that actually we have to program the machines to work independently, to make decisions, and it is without human interference. So this is very complicated. But in order to make it happen, so there's a lot of work in terms of data collection, storage, analyze, and decision made by AI system. And probably it will be in the cloud because now we need faster response, right? And all these need to be automated. And of course, this is also part of the machine learning. And eventually, the whole system can work independently without, or I would say not without, is based on human thinking. So that in the future, you can see system, for example, a drone can fly by its own when receiving the first instruction, no need second, and they can complete the job until they come back. Or maybe a car can be self-driven to a point and come back and make all the decisions in between without human interference. Yeah. So this, I would say, I mean, it will become more common and more system will be deployed, and it will also change a lot of business model and also employment trend. Yeah. So definitely in the industry, especially those who are affected, for example, in manufacturing, in finance, wholesale, I mean retails, and a lot of them will get the hits by early probably 2030. So to me, in 10 years time, you will see a lot of jobs will be disappearing. So as you are students, haven't finished, as you as a students, yeah, so how you choose a program actually very important. Yeah, because all these are the future careers, and those who are related to Industry 4.0 that you can, I would say, consider probably is in big data, cybersecurity, so AI definitely, cloud technology, and also IoT. Yeah, of course, maybe you can't capture all this. I mean, you can actually re-watch again because this is recorded, right, Jeff?
Yeah, it is recorded, so no worries. It will be played. Yeah.
So you can search on all this, I mean, area. So it will be very important for IR 4.0.
I see. Yeah. Mentioning IR 4.0 and hearing what you mentioned just now, you know, by 2030, many jobs may disappear. How true is it when people say that IT has replaced some of the jobs in today's generation? How true is that has become a reality from a myth?
Okay, I mean, just now I've mentioned about the jobs that probably will change in 2030. Yeah, is going to change. But what has changed now? Yeah, you can actually see. I mean, it is true and it is happening. For example, have all of you been to banks? I believe you do, right? Yeah. So last time when we used to go to banks, I mean, there's probably 10 or 12 counters. But today, when you go to banks, how many they have? 2 or 3, right? So what happened is the rest of the 7 or 6 is not replaced because now we can do online banking. Yeah, that's why jobs are affected. So for example, taxi driver, right? So a lot of jobs have replaced. So because today, I mean, you won't actually take taxi from the roadside. I mean, everyone have a smartphone. You tend to take Grab, right? Factory workers have changed. I mean, with the automation that we have, you can see here, yeah. So factory have changed. The workers have maybe needed not so many. Cashiers, because now a lot of online payments. So maybe in the future, in some countries, even in Tesco, you can pay by using machines. You don't need to have a cashier, right? So phone operators, travel agents, yeah. I believe you have traveled before. All of you, maybe you have visited, at least you go to Bangkok, let's say, right? So how do you book the tickets? You don't go through any, tour agent, right? You buy directly from AirAsia.
Yeah.
How you book the hotel? maybe through booking.com, hotel.com, and all that. So everything can be done online. So where is the jobs of travel agent? It's not that no more, but it doesn't need so much anymore. So maybe it used to have like 100 travel agents in, let's say, in KL. So maybe left only with 20, right?
Yeah.
So hotels, even security guards, even maybe pilot. Imagine pilot is one of the affecting jobs that will happen. Yeah, because there's too many automation nowadays. It used to be you have 3 pilots in one plane, but probably today only 2, or maybe it could be, I don't know, 1 short distance. And probably another one is insurance agents. So people will tend to buy directly.
Yeah. Now I know that in the there's one app, it's called Boost. You could actually purchase Prudential, not the Prudential insurance through the app. No, amazing, amazing. How things are moving.
Yeah, things are moving, and even today doing business is so much easier, right?
Yeah.
So last time you do a business, you need to rent a shop. You need to stock up products.
Yeah.
But today you don't need. You just register your shop at Lazada, and then you can sell many things, or you can sell at Facebook. You can sell many things online, right?
True.
So
true.
So that's why this also creates a lot of competition, and to remain in business, I think, is not easy. So if you do not deploy IT in your business, I think very soon it will finish.
Yeah.
So that's why
we are. Yeah, you're very right. That's why we are deploying IT now in our business. That's why we are here doing live with you at 9 o'clock on a Friday, Labor Day.
Yes,
very true.
Right. Yeah, you are smart.
Very true. I think going off the traditional way of doing business, and people are moving towards digitalized. I think this is so true, and what you mentioned just now. But in our business, we are doing consultation, we are doing student counseling. But I remember, I have actually come across some parents who are still very skeptical about this industry of IT. Many of them are still asking sometimes, during the counseling, they will ask like, what happened? IT has no future, IT has no job. And they may ask like, there are too many people are studying this program. What will happen in the near future when there's so many of them going into IT? There'll be no more jobs. What is your opinion on this, Adrian? Let us know.
This one I have to explain very long, because this is really a personal experience. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a personal experience, and this is I would say, what I see for the past maybe 15, 20 years. I already have this concern when I finished my SPM in 1997. Yeah.
Right.
So I do not know that, I will still get this comment. When I started my jobs in 2006. So even today, you will still have. So let me share my own perspective on this. Let us look back at 1990s. A lot of people say that IT have no job, right? So how IT started in Malaysia? Let's look at in the 90s. IT became so popular that time, because due to the influence of US and UK. Because all these, I would say, developed countries, they start first. So Malaysia follow. So a lot of people study IT. In Malaysia, without realizing that the job market and the opportunity is not so much yet in Malaysia. So imagine, smartphone only starts to have, in Malaysia in 2007. There's no YouTube that time. There's no Lazada. There's no WhatsApp. There's no online banking. So means that where is, most of the jobs? The answer is simple. It's not created yet. But too many people go and study IT that time. So when many people go and study that time, when they graduated in end or mid of 90s, and when they can't get a job, and they start to say IT is not good. Jeff, you are the same time, right? Same generation. Similar, right? And remember that time in 97 and 98, so there's an economic disaster.
Yeah, that's right.
You remember Soros, George?
Yeah,
Soros?
yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was at my
that's right.
university first year,
Yeah,
97, correct.
yeah. So many companies are struggling,
Yeah.
and not all IT companies. I mean, not IT companies have IT system, because that time to deploy an IT system is very expensive. To
Mm.
maintain also expensive.
Yeah.
So, and with the economic crisis, and with a lot of people go and study IT and came out with no jobs, yeah, people start to say lah, IT, ngak yan IT, no jobs.
Yeah.
So that's actually discouraged a lot of people, to study IT in 2000 onwards.
Yeah.
So when I still hear this today,
Mm-hmm.
I can understand. Yeah, I understand, because many of your students, those students who are watching, many of your parents or your uncle or your auntie is actually from that generation,
Yeah, true. Could be.
right? Yeah,
So still
yeah,
have the mindset, right?
yeah. Suddenly we look like very old. But the IT industry stopped progressing because of this, because of no one want to study. Of course, no, right? So if you can
Mm.
see, after 2000, actually many companies have born, right? The company that I mentioned, it's also not there in 90s, but there's actually, I did some research. Yeah, maybe
Mm-hmm.
I can. I mean, Facebook created in 2004, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Instagram 2010, YouTube 2005, Grab in
Wow.
2012. You talk about WhatsApp. Yeah, it developed 2009, but only, famous or probably popular in 2013. So
Mm.
online banking only starts in 2000. Lazada 2012. The first smartphone in the world is 2008. Remember the first iPhone?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
2007. Yeah. So that's why all the jobs have created after that. But sadly, a lot of people in Malaysia have actually, have decided not to study IT. And
Mm-hmm.
to be frank, at that point of time, the market has gone to a stage that the what do you call, the supply more than no, the demand
Yes.
more than the supply. So it means that very less graduates, but a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
That's why you can see Malaysia company hire a lot of foreigners to do the job.
Yeah.
I believe Indians are doing a good job
Yeah.
in that. Singaporean is doing a good job. Taiwanese, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, they're doing a good job. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because they believe, and it happened. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why today you still will get the answer that IT cannot find jobs and all that. Yeah, probably I think it's not right lah. I mean, it's not the case today, because
Yeah.
now the millennials, I mean, start to know it's different. So then
Mm.
IT start to actually popular back, actually for the last few years already. For the
Mm.
past few years, yeah, it start to popular.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, to me, I would say no. Yeah, it's improving. The numbers of people studying IT is improving, but not too many. But
Right.
and frankly, if you ask me, there's even more people study business.
Yeah.
There's even more people study accounting. There's even more people study engineering.
Mm.
And why people don't say that, accounting have no jobs or engineering have no jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, just now when we talk about how IT have changed our life, yeah, and to continue, I mean, to actually support the changes that I've mentioned, to have all this system, a lot of actually talents, need to be nurtured, and they have to actually deploy the system, into the society. So to me,
Mm-hmm.
there's actually many jobs available with a good package out there. I mean, you
Right.
just need to explore. And if you don't trust me, I mean, you can go to Job Street and you can find out yourself. There's so many jobs available.
Right.
So I hope these misconceptions, or maybe this myth, probably after you listen to this, I hope you
It's
can
busted.
agree with me. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope you agree with me.
Okay. What you were saying that since there's so many jobs available, what
Mm,
is what I mean, you met with so many students before who was graduated from Asia Pacific University.
yep.
Do you have a rough idea of what is the salary now for a fresh graduate in information technology? majors?
Okay, for the salary, of course, because I
Average.
myself is not IT professionals.
Yeah.
So of course I did some study. I mean, in Malaysia, because different country they pay differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for IT, I mean, I got this information from payscales.com. So if you know
Mm-hmm.
payscales.com, yeah. So you can see that once you graduate, yeah. So we talk about different stages. So if you graduated as a software engineer, or you study IT, or you're a programmer, so with probably less than a year of experience with your internship and all that, yeah. So your average salary in Malaysia is about 28 to 35.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a
28
very
to
good
35.
salary.
Yeah, I think many as my personal encounter, because I did ask a few graduates that close to me when they are still students. I think until now no one get less than 3,000.
Wow.
Some even get
Amazing.
four plus.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you got
Fresh
into
graduate.
yeah, I have one student that get into Accenture. I mean, including allowances and all that, he got about four plus. But
Wow.
on average, it's about 2.8 and 3.5.
Yeah.
So and that is the first stage. And after that, if you have 1 to 4 years of working experience, let's say now you are about age 25. So your salary can jump up to 5 to 7,000 per
Whew.
month.
Everybody,
Yeah,
do you hear that?
yeah.
I think I should. I regretted doing major in business. I should have done IT. It would be the best
No,
time, I think.
I regretted long time really. and 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 after 4 years, yeah, you can see the jump is very high. Let's say with 5 to 9 years of working experience, let's say in between 26 to 32 on average, yeah. So people are paying about 7 to 9,000 ringgit per month.
Right.
That
Wow.
is based on 205 salaries collected. Yeah, because pay scales they also do survey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the range is there, 7,000 to 9,000 for those who have 5 to 9 years of experience, meaning that when after you graduated and you're at the age of below 32.
Exactly. I wanted to say that, wow, the below 30 and you're earning almost five-figure income. Wow.
Yeah, that is
Amazing.
not the end. That is not the end. That's not the end.
Not
Because you
the
see,
end.
as a software engineer or as a programmer, I mean, you don't forever a programmer. I mean, you
Yeah.
have to upgrade. I mean, if you graduate at 21 or 22 years old and you become a programmer until you're 55, then it's a failure.
Right.
People, I mean, people will upgrade, their role and responsibility. So, for
Right.
example, a lot of programmers, maybe you're a software engineers, then you'll be upgraded into project manager.
Mm-hmm.
Usually that is
Yeah.
your goal, your project manager. So let's say if you upgrade to project manager with 10 to 19 years of experience, so means that you in Malaysia people are paying about 12 to 15,000 ringgit per month. So
Amazing.
meaning that before, I think at 30s you are already earning five-figure income.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also if you upgrade again, that's still not the end. So if you are a SAP consultant, yeah, SAP consultant in Malaysia,
Oh my. Uh-huh.
that pay about 20 plus thousand per month.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you are in some specific field, for example, right now in cybersecurity, because cybersecurity now probably in the country there's a shortage of talents.
Mm-hmm.
People who are very good in cybersecurity. So maybe you can earn up to 20,000 also a
Wow.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even at your 30s, and when your positions or your role upgrade to a multinational corporation, or maybe you are a CTO, your chief technology officer. Yeah. In Malaysia, the range is about 20 to 40,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
so to,
That's
yeah. So to
I
me,
think I think it's almost like infinity, it's wow, it's
yeah.
unlimited, opportunity in the IT sector.
Yeah, it is. So you can actually go to payscales.com and look for it.
Yeah.
I got this information from there. So it is not something that I just say like this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
there's some research done on this.
based on what you say, Adrian,
Mm, mm.
can we agree that this IT is what we call a future-proof career? Would you agree on that?
I mean, in my opinion, I mean my sincere opinion lah.
Mm-hmm.
We are looking at now, and any jobs which is future proof, yeah, definitely will require learning and also continuous learning,
Yeah,
and especially in
yeah,
the aspect of technology.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
right. Because
and
technology keep going.
yes, and as an IT graduate, I would say that you are more sensitive to changes,
Mm,
especially the technology changes, and
mm,
probably you are the first one that react to the changes.
right.
Yeah, so with your
Yeah.
IT skill sets, I would say the career in IT is more future proof
Mm,
than any other careers.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely it's long lasting.
All right. Great.
Yeah. Mm.
Thank you. Okay, just to let the audiences know, if you have any questions that you want to ask Adrian, please feel free to put at the comment box, bottom there, and Adrian, as much as he can, he will try to answer any of the questions that you may have. All right. Now we're going to
Yeah.
give Adrian a short break, and we're gonna do the next a very short section. What we're having now is an interview with a current students of from APU. Let's get Stephen on the screen. He's going to come up very shortly. Now we're going to do a short section to ask Stephen, who is a current student from APU, to tell a little bit more about himself and to share with you some of the experiences that he has gotten over the last few years in studying at Asia Pacific University. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, good to see you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Now
Yeah.
it's working at home.
Well, yeah, working at home is always fantastic. We are all working from home as well. Hey,
Yeah,
Stephen, thank you for coming to our series of the Turning Point, and
yeah,
it's good to see you here. And the next few minutes, can you tell a bit more about your what you study, what your experiences that you are gaining, and maybe you can share some of this with your audiences, Stephen.
yeah, sure. So let me introduce myself first. So my name is Chong Yuhang. You guys can call me Steven. And I'm currently pursuing degree year 2 in software engineering at APU. So the second semester of year 2 course already ended. And now I'm working as an intern in an IT company called Moving Walls.
Mm,
So, however, I'm working at home now due to the MCO lah. So, I have to thank JS Study Solutions to for inviting me, sharing my study experience in APU. So, I was an UAC student who studied in Chonghua High School in Seremban before. For the graduated students who hope with UAC certificate will be recommended to study overseas, such as China, Taiwan, Singapore, since a lot of these universities recognize UEC. However,
yeah,
some of my friends, including me lah, are not intended to study overseas. For
right.
me, I prefer continue my study in local university due to the high living cost in other countries. And for me lah, I prefer to stay in Malaysia with my family members.
Mm,
So when I was senior three, so I have started to do a lot of researches on different universities and also the courses they offer. So on that time, I've joined a lot of education fairs lah to gain
mm,
some of the education info. So APO is first introduced in JS Study Solutions Education Fair held in my secondary school. Yeah. So after the
mm,
announcement of UEC results, I have made the registration and also the admission procedures in JS Study Solutions. So now I would like to tell why I will choose APU. So one of the reasons that I choose APU is because it has offered the course that I want to study, which is software engineering. So the course duration is only 3 years for full time, which is shorter compared with other university lah, such as some of my friends they go Xiamen University and also the Monash to study the IT, but their course is for 4 years. So, however, the APU software engineering course syllabus is almost the same compared with those university that require 4 years of study durations lah.
mm,
So, moreover, my UEC result is qualified to apply for the scholarship provided by APU. So this scholarship enabled me to get a 35% of discount for 3 years. So this helped me a lot to save a lot of my money lah. So other than that, APU also offers 100% employability. So
Wow.
which means that that's good. Which means that the students are guaranteed to find a job after graduation. Because APU has operated with many leading global IT companies, so such as Microsoft, EC Council, Epson, and many so on. So after the internship, after the 3 years of the course, the APU school will recommend some of the company for you lah. So now I will try to share about the study environment and my own study experience along my 2 year study period. So first, I would like to talk about the campus facilities in APU. Actually, there are a lot of facilities in APU, such as cafeteria, gym room, library, clinic, yeah, then many others. So the cafeteria serve a wide range of halal Asian and Western food lah, such as spaghetti, chicken steak, noodles, mixed rice. Yeah, actually, for me, my favorite food there is mixed rice because it's
Wow.
very delicious. Yeah, and its price is reasonable too. So there are totally four auditoriums in APU. So all the APU classroom and are equipped with audio visual, media, and computing facility to support the learning in the class lah. So the Audi will be used for orientation, talk, presentation, and also the lecturer class. So the next facility is library lah. So the APU library is a gateway to a comprehensive collection of books, journal, critical, students projects, and many related publications. So the environment in library is very comfortable. Yeah, there are a lot of sofas provided for students, rest, yeah, and also a few discussion rooms for students to book for group discussion and meeting. Yeah, and there also a quiet zone for students to study there. So that's good for me lah. So there are also a few IT labs in APU. So the latest PC and workstation with internet connection, operating system, software, and commercial programming software in these labs are built for students for complete their assignment or project works, something like that lah. So all around the campus, we can access to the wireless internet, so we can learn anywhere, anytime. Yeah, that's very good for students.
So,
So
Steven,
yeah,
I'm just wondering. I mean, I know you share the facilities and it's all wonderful. I'm just curious because I heard that APU has got quite a number of foreign students, students from another country. Over the last 2 years, right? You managed to
yeah,
make friends with any of these students who are coming from another country?
yeah. I've made a lot of friends from other
Wow.
countries.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my friends is from where see where's my friends from? It's a country I haven't heard before. Yeah,
Kaza-
it's called
Kazakh.
Mauritius. Mauritius.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mauritius.
Yeah, Mauritius is
Okay.
actually it is an island beside the
Yeah.
Madagascar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's my very good friend. Yeah, from other
Okay.
countries. So sometimes I will chat with him and also know their country's culture lah, his country culture, something like that
Right.
lah.
Right. Right. Good. 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 So what will you do? I mean, you're in the internship now, and then you will be
Yeah,
going back to APU and do your final and complete a final year, right? And then you will
yeah,
be ready to the going to the workforce. You know, I'm sure that you have done a lot of good things. You were mentioning that you are a scholarship holder. Yeah,
yeah.
would that add a lot of pressure to your studies as a scholarship holder? I so far.
For the scholarship,
I mean, do
yeah,
you have
actually
a lot?
the scholarship for actually I have to maintain the my exam results as 3.0 CGPA, then can get the scholarship for
Yeah.
35%. Yeah, it's
Another
quite good for
another
me.
another word is easier to maintain, right?
Yeah, it's okay lah. 3.0 is okay lah. It's not so hard
Okay.
to maintain the results. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Steven, I'm sorry because my time is running out. I would
Okay.
love you to
Never
share
mind.
more, but my time is really running out. I mean, do you have anything that you want to say? I give you a chance to just say a last word that you have for your audiences who are looking at, who are watching you now. Anything you want to say?
For the last one, so I said a bit my opinion lah. So
Oh, okay.
I think logical thinking is the most important skill for students who study software
Okay.
engineering lah. So what
Logical
software
skill.
engineering student learn? Yeah, it's very important. So
Mm,
what software engineering student learn is programming language such as Java, C++, and Python. So when we are requested to write the code, actually there are many alternative ways to write the code to obtain the final output. So that's why we
mm,
need the logical thinking. So many of students think that the mathematics is important, but I can honestly tell you that the math is not so important as logical thinking lah. Think we
right.
just have to know the simple algorithm, then can
Okay.
work out for the programming code. Yeah, that's all
Okay.
for my
All right.
sharing.
Thanks, Stephen, for revealing a very good secret. So I learned something from you. So it's not so much about the math, it's more on the logical thinking.
Yeah, logical thinking I think is the
Okay.
most important skill.
Okay. Thank you very much, Stephen. All the best to you. I wish you
Okay,
well. Hope you graduate
thanks, Jeff.
in 1 year time and do well and make your parents proud. Take care. See you again.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you. I'm sure Steven will be doing very well after he graduates from Asia Pacific University. You know, 2 years ago he was not so chatty. Now 2 years later he is very much more confident. I'm so proud of him. Okay, come. Let's bring Adrian back into the our showroom. Hi,
Hello,
Adrian.
hello.
I hope that you're watching at the back there.
Yeah,
I tell you, Steven
I'm
was not
watching.
like that when we first met him. He was very quiet. He was actually very quiet. He's a good boy, very obedient. He was
I
very quiet, but today
see.
he has done well, and I'm sure that he has really built out his confidence so well. Okay, we are back here. We have a few questions over here.
Okay.
From Ginny, from Shin Yu Fo, then
Mm,
Andrew said hi. Andrew was alumni from
mhm.
Apit. Wow, 98, 99. Our time,
Oh,
eh?
okay. Yeah, our time, our time.
Okay.
Correct. Hello.
Maybe we can answer Ginny's a question first. It's a very quick one. If you know,
Mm,
uh,
mm.
uh, how about the career specialization in AI?
Yeah, I mean, AI is a new area. Yeah. So of course, AI is something which is not really there. I mean, for the past many years. I mean, even in APU, our AI programs is also we just start offering last year. So
Mm-hmm.
to me now, AI is one of the area that is very good to explore, and
Mm-hmm.
definitely I would say in the next few years it will be definitely in demand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Right.
and that is for sure in terms of the career opportunities. I mean, it is proven. If not in Malaysia, even in other countries too. So because
Right.
Malaysia is a bit probably not to say slower, so it's not that fast, but we can
Mm-hmm.
see this is coming. So that's why when you go for a program, so you have to look for a program which is probably provide you more opportunities in future, not yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
yesterday has gone. Yeah. So maybe not at the moment, but if you can see, if you look at, I also watch a lot of interviews. I mean, from Jack Ma, Bill Gates, and then all the successful people. They talk about artificial intelligence. They talk about AI. So how AI actually will shape the world in the future. So that is a very good, I would say, area to explore. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe if you're free, so you can go to our website or you can actually call, GS Solutions, Study Solution, and they can help you with that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think we want to go back to the questions that I have arranged for you.
Mm,
The rest of y'all don't go first, hanging there. We will come to you in a matter of time. Now,
mm,
let's Adrian, I'm gonna ask you some questions. I mean,
mm,
I'm interested to know more about APU as well. And
mm.
you're from APU. I wanted to just know a bit more what you can share with your audiences about Asia Pacific University. Stephen has
Okay.
given a bit of an insight, but I thought it is good to hear from you.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
APU is always has been very known for the information technology programs. And can you share with me, like, or with us, what are some of the major differences between APU with the other institutions?
Okay, major differences. I mean, we have many, but of course, I would like to maybe not to talk so many, maybe the main ones. So the first is the specializations. And I think in APU, we have about 17 different specializations or programs in IT. Yeah. So not many universities in Malaysia have it. So that, the students that, they study with us, they have more options, yeah, in terms of choosing their specializations. I mean, some university have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 programs, but we have about 17. So first is the specializations and the options. Yeah. So this is different. The second is, we have a bigger IT faculty. I'm not too sure how about the student faculty in other university, but I think we are probably one of the largest among all private university, or maybe for public university as well. Because at the moment we have about 5,000 plus students studying IT alone.
Wow.
The total population is about 12,000 plus students.
Right,
So
right.
it means that about 40% about 5,000 plus studying IT.
Yeah, that's right.
So in this community, so you have a lot of talents. You have a lot of students with different interests. So which is good. Yeah. So the
But
third
you
is the
mentioned,
program. Say again.
no, sorry, go ahead, continue.
The third is the program quality. Because all our programs, so is continuously reviewed and improved, and it's recognized by more than 20 overs of our collaborative partners. So when we work with companies, we don't work with them just on internship. We also will need them to review our programs. To make sure that our programs is relevant to what the market needs, to what the industry needs. Yeah, you can talk to us. More. After this show. If I'm going to talk about everything, then
Yeah, and to midnight we'll be here, right?
yeah. And the fourth is that the APU is a brand of technology and IT, right?
Right.
So we have established our brand. 27 years ago, as you said, we have 27 years, and I think we are also a preferred choice by any students or IT employers out there. If you don't believe, maybe you today or tomorrow, if MCO lifted, you can go to Lawyat and buy a computer, and you ask them where to study IT. Just kidding. Maybe they will say APIT or APU I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So, but to be frank, I think we have for the last 26 years we have produced a lot of talented and successful IT professionals. So today, those students, they might be working in a high positions in IT companies, or maybe they already have their company set up, or maybe in Malaysia or in Singapore. So and that's why a lot of word of mouth is going on, and people say that we are the best IT university. It's not I say it; a lot of people say it. So even we are, because we have a lot of other programs. It looks like we don't have other programs. We only have IT programs.
Yeah.
So IT is a brand, I would say. And the fifth is the awards. Every year we win a lot of awards, and we participate in a lot of competition. So last year, our students have won about 25 awards in IT competition. That's within Malaysia and overseas. So in APU, comparing, I'm not sure about other university. So here you have a lot of opportunities to participate in competition. Yeah. So, and the university is very supportive, for this competition. And we usually support them in terms of coaching. We support them in terms of, financially as well. So if you are students that you like challenge, if you are students who like to participate in competition, so we have a platform for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So,
amazing.
Yeah, and the last probably is the research center that we have. We have a few commercialized research center where our students can also have the opportunity to take part. But it's not easy. You must be very good in order to take part. So like we have our first Malaysia Cybersecurity Talent Zone, and which also work along with the Forensic and Cybersecurity Research Center. So, we also train bankers in Malaysia and also Bank Negara as well, their staff in terms of cybersecurity. So,
Okay.
and we also have a center of analytics. So that is a analytics or big data research center. And we also do a project with government, NGO,
Mm-hmm.
and also some of the private organizations. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also with IoT as well. So we have a R&D center, which is very focusing in Internet of Things, IoT. So
Yeah.
I think for the last 2 years, we have been working some project with our Ministry of Agriculture and also the Penang state government for some
Yeah.
system. So that's why
Oh.
students have the opportunity to basically take part if they are good. I mean, these are some of the differences that I would like to highlight. Of course, there are more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but these are the main six. I would
Okay.
say.
Very good, very good. Yeah, I mean, you're mentioning that just now that there are so many different majors, so many different specialization from APU. Probably, I think the only one that has got so many sub-specialism and whatever not. Let's say I'm a STM or ICGSE student, let's say lah,
Hmm.
and I'm coming to APU, coming to you and ask you, hey, Adrian, I look at your brochure, I become more confused. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
how do you help me, or help a student to choose the right specialization? I mean, from a fresh, young 17-year-old boy or girl who just come to yeah.
Okay. I think that is the common problem of many students. I mean, it's like
Yeah,
when we go to makan, you go to probably a shop. If there's only they sell one thing, you don't need to think. But when you
yeah,
go to food stall, there's 40, 50 stall, then another headache what to choose, right?
correct.
So let's say if you are SPM or O-level students, I think
Mm,
you don't need to worry that much because you will start with a foundation first, right? So you
mhm,
don't need to be hurried in terms of choosing your specialization because
right.
the foundation itself will expose you to different IT modules. Yeah, and after 1 year, and eventually you will decide based on that. So, for example, in our foundation, we have 3 semesters and we have about 14 modules. And out of 14 modules, and 6 modules are IT related.
Mm,
So you will study something like, for example, essential of web applications. You study something like, computer architecture and networking. That is more on the hardware part. And then visual and interactive programming. So that is interactive programming lah. So of course, in your foundation, we won't throw difficult programming to you. If we throw that to you, it will kill your interest to study
yeah,
IT. So, and then we
correct.
have further mathematics, and then we have multimedia applications, and we also have perspective in technology, whereby in this module is very important because it actually, expose you to the future of IT, which area, which industry, which skill sets that you need to know. Yeah.
Mm,
So that after the whole foundation, so you can decide better. So what you actually want to study. Yeah. So
right.
and let's say even after the foundation, you don't want to study IT. You also can go for business, actuarial studies, design, media. You can do that. So it's
Right.
a very flexible foundation.
Correct.
So
Okay.
to me, if you are SPM students, if you are O-level students, you don't need to worry at all. So because
Mm,
in that 1 year of foundation, so the program actually is designed to help you to make decisions.
mm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Let me just answer one more from our audience
Okay.
uh, before we continue. I mean, I wonder whether you know this or it has to be more on technical side. But Shin
Oh,
Yufo is asking that do people that work with IT get involved in one specific field, or do they get to involve in multiple fields? Do you know this?
I think it can be multiple field. It's not just let's say as a software engineer. Just now, Stephen, right? So he was studying software engineer. So when
Yeah.
you work in a software house, let's say you work in Accenture, or
Mm,
you work in probably one of the big four. They also have their IT team. So usually they provide solution to many industry.
mm,
So means that you can do a system, let's say, not just, let's say if you can do a banking system, maybe with the same skill set, you can do a system for Genting as well,
mhm.
right? So of course, there's certain things that specialization which is specially required. So, but it doesn't mean that as an IT student, you only restrict yourself to one area. Because whatever that you study, so you see all the 17 programs that we have, the fundamentals the same. Yeah, so it means that I would say 60 or 70% of the programs are very similar. It's just that 20, 30% will be the specialized area.
Right.
Yeah, so even if you want to change to another area, it's not difficult. So for example, today, the cybersecurity, let's say in order to be a cybersecurity specialist, yeah, so many people that are working now in the industry, they do not graduate as a cybersecurity, graduates. Probably they are software engineers before. So
Right.
it's just that because that time, many years ago, they don't have these specializations, right? So that's why for IT, I would say is just now we mentioned this future career proof, right? Yeah. So that's why IT also very easy to shift in terms of specializations. So you are
Okay.
not bound to one.
So it's flexible, right?
It's
Okay.
flexible.
Yeah. Shin Yu-Fo, I hope that answered your question. If you have any more, just feel free to just come to our center and we will explain more to you. Okay, let's go back to our question. Just now, Stephen talks about logical, logical mind. But based on your understanding as well, what are some of the other skills or some of the attitudes that we should have if we are going to go into the IT program? Isn't mathematics also important?
Yeah, just now Steven say not important, right? No, but actually there's a different school of thoughts lah. Yeah. So to me, any good students, you go for IT if you want to go for medicine or you want to go for law. Of course you have to be a good students, right?
Right.
So good students should have analytical skills. A good students probably need to have a problem-solving skills. And in any of the field that you study now, you need to be creative, right?
Right.
But for IT, I think the first thing first is they must like computer. Yeah, so they must like computer. They must love working with computers, right? So, and of course, mathematics is very important. So of course, logical thinking and mathematics is somehow is in related.
Great in relation. Yeah, it
In
has got.
relation. Yeah,
Correct.
because mathematics is a fundamental tool. In computing. For example, in mathematics, you learn about probability, you learn about algebra, yeah, you learn about, let's say, the graph theory, the logic notation. So that's actually will helps you to develop algorithms in computing. And because when you implement any program or applications, and this algorithm is very important, and maths can reflect that. Yeah. So to me, if your maths is good, yeah, if your maths is good, then you become a better programmer.
Right.
Yeah. So, but because with good maths, you can definitely learn faster, you catch up faster, and you can understand faster.
Okay.
But what if your maths is not good? Does it mean that you can't study IT? Actually, it's not. You still can study, but you just need to work harder.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You just need to work
Everything
harder.
is about attitude. About
Yeah,
attitude.
everything is about attitude and
Right.
and
Willing
and,
to learn.
and yeah, willing to learn. Yep.
Okay. Let me just come to this question from Daniel. I don't know whether if this is related to IT, but what is the point of view in 3D printing? 3D printing industry. Is it related to IT? Sorry.
Maybe the software definitely is from IT,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I think the whole thing is more on engineering, or
Yeah,
maybe more towards on design or engineering. So whereby they use 3D printer a lot.
Yeah, 3D printer, correct.
Yeah, in the university we have a few 3D printers as well. Yeah,
All right.
that is mainly for students who study engineering and students who study industrial design. Yeah, they use that.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It's more on the engineering side that actually use a lot of 3D printing. 3D
Yeah,
printing.
correct.
Okay, we'll come back to the question. We are coming to the finish, but I know we are a little bit short of time, but hang on with us. This is very important. Adrian, I've been seeing a lot of billboards, especially this year, that it says there, very simple billboard that you have blue color, 100
Okay.
employability, 100% employability. Can you tell us more about this? What is this billboard about?
Just now, Stephen also mentioned about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this 100% employability that you see in the billboard basically is a survey. It's called a graduate tracer study, and it is
Right.
done by the Ministry of Education of Malaysia in 2018, and
Mm-hmm.
the result actually released last year in 2019. Yeah.
Right.
So whereby this is mainly focusing on local Malaysian students.
Mm-hmm.
So whereby the end results that we got is 100% of our students got employment within 6 months after graduation.
Wow.
So
Fantastic.
means that it's 100% employability. I think the second or most of the universities they are at about 80 to 90.
Mm.
But at that time we were also surprised. I mean, we got 100. So that's why we actually got so excited and decided to put a billboard on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then
Okay.
we're very honored and proud actually because
Yeah. Very.
because this shows that our students are really competent after they graduate, right? And
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
also proves that the university has fulfilled, I mean, our duty to make sure that our students get jobs.
Yeah. That's right. That's
I mean,
very
I mean,
important.
yeah, because I always ask students. I mean, first of all, why do you go to university, or
Exactly.
why parents is paying so much for the university?
Exactly.
This is not because of the piece of paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the ultimate answer to this is, I mean, why people are paying or enroll to university is because they hope to get a decent job or career after that. I think
Correct.
nothing else. So if a
That's right.
university, if a new university fail to make sure that or they didn't do their best for their student to get a job, I think it's a sin lah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
So,
I think it's so
so,
true. I mean, you invested almost
yeah,
21 years of our life, right? Going to
yeah,
universities, and I mean, from primary to secondary to university, in day we want to come out to have a good, like what you mentioned, decent job, you know.
yes,
Uh,
correct.
and if that fails,
Yeah,
it is really redundant, and it is really I mean, there's no reason to go to university. Of course, we get
yes,
knowledge, but on top of that, we must have got a career. So
yes,
true,
correct.
so true.
Yeah,
Congratulations to APU on the 100% employability. We are all very
yeah,
proud as well, your
yeah,
achievements. All right,
yeah.
come. Let's go to the final two questions. So
Okay.
I'm sure a lot of students want to know this one. When is the next
Mhm.
intake for APU?
Oh, the next intake, MCO now, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Actually, the next intake is 18th of May. Yeah,
Okay,
18th of May. And after May, we have another intake in 29th of June. And we
right.
also have another one in September and December.
Okay.
But a lot of students is already bored of waiting.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
from MCO when it started in end of I think the mid
Much.
of March, yeah,
Yeah, much.
they have nothing to do at home until today. I
That's
know a
right.
lot of students that already registered, they start to tell us that, oh, yo, I want to start to study lah. I mean, doing
That's right.
nothing at home, like wasting time.
Right.
So
Right.
so basically, we have one intake on the 18th May. Yeah, there will be more than 500 students will be joining that. So if you are
Mm-hmm.
still considering, if anyone which is online and you are watching, so if you want to enroll to our 18 May intake, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you still can do so. So it's not too late. You still can enroll and start your classes. So
Right.
because you do not know when the MCO will finish, of course, it says it will finish next week. But the
Mm-hmm.
universities in the whole country are still not allowed to open.
That's right. That's
Right?
right.
I
Schools
think
are
not
all
just
about.
in Malaysia. I think this is a global issue.
Yeah.
I just even talked to my friends. I mean, from other university in Australia. So they say Australia is also not opening. So all students have to study online. So
Mm.
to me, if you do not want to waste time, so by doing nothing, yeah, you can start to learn online, because this is a new normal that everyone have to
That's
adapt
right.
to
The new
learn.
normal. Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
yes, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Now, which relate to the question of the intake, and I'm very sure that a lot of students are very much want to know this. The final questions I have for you, Adrian,
Mm.
scholarships, APU
Oh,
scholarships.
okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Just now we heard from Steven, he got like 35%, right? Yeah.
yeah, 35% correct
Yeah.
mention.
I mean, we have scholarships up to 50%. Actually, it's even up to 100%. It depends on the result. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean, we provide scholarships for SPM students, SCPM student, IGCSE, O levels, UEC, A levels, and also we also have some sports scholarships. Yeah. So if you are a high achiever, of course you can get all this information online, or you can get through your JS study solution. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have a very, I would say, generous scholarships, if you look at it. Yeah. So whereby we can tell you more after this. So we have
Right.
something on 10, 20, 30, 40, even 35, 50, 100. So send us your result, and we'll let you know how much you can get. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, audiences, take note. There are definitely scholarships available for you. So,
Yes.
if you have those questions on scholarship, just shoot it to Study Hub, Student Advisory, or to JS Study Solutions. The counselors will be happy to assist you. All right, Adrian. Thank you
Mm.
very much. Well done.
Wow.
Any
1
more
hour.
final thing that you want to mention or to share? Give you one more chance to tell to your audiences before
Okay.
we let you out.
Okay. First, thanks for all the audience. You have been spending about 1 hour with us. Yeah. And even
Yeah.
today is a Labor Day. And of course, thanks to Jeff, to arrange all this. Yeah. Without you, I can't be on live. Yeah. I mean, in conclusion, I would say IT definitely has a very bright future in Malaysia, and it'll be better because since the government is also saying after MCO, they will put a lot of investment and initiative to develop on digital society or e-government or e-commerce or online learning. Yeah, and this will not happen without having you as a talent. Yeah.
Mhm.
So to me, you as a student is very important as part of the country's success.
Mhm.
So yeah, so if you have any questions, of course you may have, definitely you'll have. Yeah, if you are seriously considering, so you can always contact JS Study Solution. So as they have a very good counselors there, and they also working closely with APU. Yeah. So I think I've talked a lot today. Yeah. And lastly, I hope everyone stay safe and good night. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Adrian. Appreciate your time spending your Labor Day night with us. We appreciate APU. Remember, everyone, APU 100% employability. This is a very important fact that we all must take note. Coming to education, one reason is that we can come out to get a good job, and that is a assurance from this university. Uh, Adrian, Senior Manager, International Relations, we thank you. I hope to see you again soon. And all the best to you. All the best,
Thank
APU. All
you.
the best to you, audiences.
Yeah. All the
Stay
best.
healthy. Enjoy your MCO. I'll catch up with you again the next round. We're going to have a next series next Thursday. Just for your information, we're going to be talking with another university in the area of business. And stay watch, like our Facebook, like Study Hub, Student Advisory, like JS Day Solutions. We'll keep in touch with you. Good night, everyone, and see you again. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye
Bye, Adrian.
bye.